Welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. We're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button and thank you for all the support. We have a stacked panel. Let's start off with Johnny, and then we'll go around. But please let the people know about your channel real quick, and then we'll get into this Heat talk.
All right, peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all know who I am. A. Johnny the Exposer, GOAT James Kingdom, representing the Heat right quick. What's good, fellas?
Shit. Yeah, it's your boy Roy A. Shepard, representing the Basement Sports Network. Fuck is you talking about?
What up, this is Nate, representing Triple Threat Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at N8 from Ohio. What up?
What's good, everybody? I'm Nick. I'm here with Triple Threat with my boy Nate over there, my brother. You can find me Nick two underscores NC. My handle right there. My name is right there on the screen.
Go ahead, Davey.
All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Dave, or Davey Dogs, as you see on the screen. You can catch me at Dave's Doghouse on YouTube. That's also my Instagram and Twitter. And I'm also a part of the Refuse to Lose Network. So you can find me there every Tuesday to Friday at 7 p.m.
All right, you guys. So, the reason why I brought you guys on the stream today, the Miami Heat have lost 9 games in a row. Miami Heat Twitter is in shambles. The team is in shambles. People hate Pat Riley. People hate Jimmy Butler. But let's start off with Johnny. What's your current just state with the Miami Heat and everything that's going on, and then we'll go around.
Just devastation, man. Pain, hurtful. You know what I'm saying? It's rough watching our Heat play every night. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that we still got some talent that we can actually do something with. But it just seems like there's no chemistry anymore. It seems like everybody's just playing Olo. You know what I mean? And it just hurts to watch the team just deteriorate. It looks like, everybody just gave up. Even Bam and, Hero to a certain extent kind of just gave up on the season. And it's just devastating, man. Disappointing. I mean, everything that you can say as a fan, just to be sad and just, just down and out. It's just rainy days in Miami, man. This is sad, bro. This is sad. You know what I mean? Even the Clipper game the other day, I was talking to Chilltown. He was at the Clipper game. The arena's dead. I was at the Knick game recently. Oh, my God. All the Knick fans were there. Oh, it just pain, brother. Just pain. And I need one of y'all to help me understand what Pat Riley is doing, because I don't know what he's doing. I just don't. I'm confused, man. I'm just confused.
Bro,
I feel nothing, Martell. It's because I told these niggas this shit was on the horizon and people didn't want to listen to me. Bro, I feel like this. I heard this on the Miami Heat Beat podcast. Frankie said that Miami came into this season with the intent on proving that they were right. And in the process, they've proven that they've been wrong about everything. I just feel like at this point, this is the product that a lot of people in that front office deserve for their inactivity. Like, they decided not to invest in kind of more talented players along the lines, throughout the course of the years. And that has resulted in you having a team that is just a hodgepodge of players. It's just a mismatch of shit. It's not really like a team. It doesn't feel like it was a plan when this team was constructed or thought of. It doesn't feel like it has a direction. And that's what you're watching on a night in, night out basis. A directionless ball club, bro. They don't know who their number one option is. They don't know what scheme they're supposed to be playing. They don't know what defense they're supposed to be in. They don't know. They don't know shit. They're just out there hooping. And the results are speaking for themselves. So the 9-game winning streak, bro, not really moved by it, bro, because I came into this season just kind of treating the entire thing as like an audition for the next build of the Heat and seeing what we can find from this team that's worth investing in for the next build. But I mean, so far I got 2-3 players that maybe we'll get into later that I'll probably keep. The rest of that shit getting packed up.
go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, to be honest, going off of kind of piggybacking off of what Royal said, I'm not really moved by it. It's kind of like what you expect. You trade away your best player, and then you have to depend on Tyler and Bam to try to figure things out. We just brought in 3 Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and Davion. So it's kind of what you expect. You got 3 new guys. Even then, there's a lot of injuries still going on right now. But yeah, there's no identity whatsoever. And actually, being honest, what we're seeing from this team is what we've been seeing it all season, and we've been seeing it the last couple of years. So I think a lot of it's just been kind of bailed out because of Jimmy, and Jimmy's gone and kind of snatched the rug out a little bit. So it's what we see is what we get.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. This ain't nothing new. It's just that Jimmy ain't here no more. to mask that shit. Jimmy was masking a lot of bullshit that was going on, especially in the playoffs, because he want to win for real. So he gonna step it up in the playoffs. Now that he's not there, they exposed. You know what I'm saying? They assed out, cheeks out there, up in the air. You feel what I'm saying? So, like Royal and my dog Nate said, man, I'm not surprised. I knew it was gonna happen. Y'all see me talking my shit on Twitter. I'm just having a great time watching this shit crumble. I'm a Heat fan. I'm a Heat fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see this offseason, how they going, if they're gonna get back to their old ways, or if they're gonna be on the same bullshit they've been on really since 2016 when they let Wade walk. If we being real, that's all I got to say about that for real.
Now hold on 1 second before you go though, Davey. He's still a liar. He's a thief, and we'll get into that later. Go ahead.
We'll get into that later. Yeah.
Now I was gonna say that because the way we all talking, we all miss Jimmy besides Martell behind over here. Because this is Martell was the one over here. Martell was the one over here. Why are we paying Jimmy? Why are we paying Jimmy? Now you see why we have to pay Jimmy.
Go ahead, Davey.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. Roy don't miss Jimmy. I don't.
Cook Jimmy every chance I get. Go ahead.
I miss him. I miss him.
We're gonna get into it. Hold on.
Call me Aaron Hall. I miss you. Come back, Jimmy. Jimmy, come back.
It's cool. I feel like we can get to a conversation about that, but yeah, like I don't necessarily miss Jimmy. I think I miss kind of like what he stood for and what he provided for the team.
Come back to me, please. Come back to me, please.
I want to let Davey get his shit off, but I got a question, kind of like for Nate and Nick after we get finished with this.
Yeah, I'm also not surprised, honestly. I'm not surprised. I pretty much said that once Jimmy was gone, it was going to go to shit, and this is exactly what happened.
Well, no, because we got Wiggins, right? Because we got Wiggins in the return. That's why.
No, it ain't that. Because Wiggins is actually playing pretty well. It's not that. It's the fact that we don't have that kind of a leader in the locker room to lead the team. We don't have that anymore. Jimmy is gone. Jimmy was that leader. Now, I'm not going to beg Jimmy to come back. I'm definitely not going to do that. I'm sorry.
No.
I love Jimmy, but I'm not begging him to come back. We don't have a sense of direction. Just pretty much what everyone's been saying. We have no sense of direction. There's really what is Spo really going to do as far as the team? How is he going to continue? Why does he continue to give Terry Rozier minutes when he don't deserve it? It doesn't make sense. That's what that's one thing I don't understand. You see that he continues to play terrible all season long, and you have other players on the team that they're younger, but you can see that your older guy not give you production. See what these younger guys can do. We've been begging you to give Khalil Ware minutes, and you finally put him out there, and now you see that Bam is actually producing a lot better now because you got Khalil Ware at the center. Bam's at his true position at the 4, and he's actually able to produce like we need him to. He put up 30 against Detroit, but we lost because no one else could really do anything else. Like, I don't understand what Spo's doing, and I don't understand what Pat Riley is doing in the rest of that front office because they have no sense of direction. I think that they're tanking. I honestly believe that they're tanking. They do whatever they can to get a double-digit lead. We have 19
they ain't tanking, bro. They working their ass off.
They're trying. They're trying to win games.
They're trying to tank. That's what they're doing. They're trying to tank. That's what they're doing.
They making it look good.
No. They said it best, man. They just hooping. They doing this. They ain't doing nothing new. They're not doing nothing new. They just hooping. The same sets, the same everything. It's nothing new.
It's everything. It's just I don't understand. We have a good defender in Davion Mitchell. I actually like that trade when we got him because okay, we got somebody that can defend. We need that. But we need a point guard that can facilitate and score. We don't have that. That's one thing that we've been missing for a while.
We got Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell's the answer.
No, he's not.
Hold on, we're gonna get into all that. But my boy Alex,
hands on you.
He is also with us. So real quick, Alex, what do you think about this current Miami Heat team and what's going on?
Oh, what's up, fellas? Sorry I'm late, but I mean, shoot, we got a whole bunch of nothing going on right now. That's what we got. It's obvious how much number 22 elevated us with the guys that we had, like being his supporting cast over this last few years. So right now, I mean, without having a guy who can step into that 1A role and really be a dominant force in games, you see how it looks. Like our guys are good enough to a certain point. You're good enough until it's nut crunching time and it's like, all right, we need somebody who can do it and go make a play over and over and over and get fouled and advantage create and get somebody else open. And we literally don't have that. Like to get down late in game,
We have it.
look lost.
We have it. We have it. He just doesn't do it.
Who?
Bam just doesn't do it. Bam just doesn't do it.
It's
Bam
not
has
him,
it.
though.
Bam could dominate
He
a
does.
game night in and night out. He just doesn't do it.
It's because of that bullshit
that's not-
offense Spo got them running, man.
They don't want it. They
It's
don't
not
want him to
him.
make the All NBA team. If Bam makes the All NBA team, guess what? 400 mil. They don't want him to make the All NBA team.
He just signed the extension.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's gonna be after that. That's gonna be after this next
It
extension.
doesn't. But it doesn't matter. He's still gonna be eligible for it. You understand what I'm trying to say? Once he gets
He's
that,
gonna
that's-
request out by then.
That's what I'm saying. That's when he can start demanding more money. Once he make that All NBA and all that, then you know what I'm saying. It put more pressure on the team. They're trying to go sign another star. They're trying to go get Anthony Edwards, but whoever they can go get.
That's just
That don't work. Whenever we try to go get somebody, it don't work. Don't nobody. As long as Pat Riley's here, we're not
I ain't
going to
gonna lie.
attract stars, man. It's
The
just,
way the
it's not
CBA
gonna
set
work.
up right now, these
Mhm.
niggas is not leaving they home teams, bro.
And they not coming to
turning down
Miami.
that
It's nothing attractive about Miami right now.
Can I drop a bomb on us right quick? Can I just drop a crazy conspiracy theory right quick? Boston just sold for $6 billion.
crazy. They bought that shit like 3-something million.
It's gonna be like almost close to $7 billion.
No. And they sold it for $7 billion, but the people who
Yeah,
bought it,
they bought it. Yeah, they bought it for like 300 mil. Yeah.
yeah.
But what are the odds that these new owners keep both Tatum and Brown, which
They
are
can't.
close to a $1 billion contract that they
Same
have?
thing with Memphis too. Same thing with
They
Memphis.
can't.
How are
They-
they going
they
to?
can.
So what's our odds trying to make a trade with Boston for one of those guys?
Slim.
They not trading. with
Never,
us.
Yeah.
They
never.
ain't trading with us.
They never give us Brown. We can never
Hell
get Brown.
no.
No.
I don't think we got nothing. I don't think
Too
we got
bad,
nothing.
bro.
Well, also don't think we can cobble up nothing to offer them for Brown.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah.
I,
they
I was
left
hoping,
nothing.
I was hoping somebody was gonna have some kind of optimistic right here, man. God, this
Yeah,
one hurting. This
no
one hurting.
deals with us.
We ain't
I
got
was with
nothing,
you.
man. We hurting, bro. We are hurting in Miami, man. This is sad, man. Good thing it's spring break. Good thing we can just go to South Beach for right now.
But this is the question that I was kind of alluding to earlier, because I know people like sad about Jimmy being gone or whatever, and I want to know like how much of this y'all think is like Jimmy being gone versus how much of you think like these players actually need time to kind of like evolve into some of the new positions that they've been put in. So you're thinking about Bam and Tyler being thrust into like leadership positions. I think Bam has always been a leader in the locker room. That's kind of where I counter with other people. Like I don't think Jimmy was leading the locker room like
No.
he's the best player on the court. But I don't think either one of them can be the best player on the court.
About leadership, I was-
Jimmy
Well,
led on the
I'm
court.
gonna chime in on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if I'm talking about leadership on the court, that's another thing. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I think Bam can grow into somebody because you see him start to use his voice more now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much into that other stuff do you believe that some of these players that we have can grow into to fill those roles that they necessarily didn't have to before Jimmy or when Jimmy was here? And how much of that is like we need a new player to do this or X or what Jimmy was doing on the court?
So hold on, let me go first, and then we'll start with Alex, and then we'll work our way up. My only thing about Jimmy Butler is, right, listen, I think he was great while he was here. There's no NBA superstar that could have done what he did with this ragtag crew. Now, when it comes to Bam Adebayo's leadership, the only thing I just need a little bit more. They crowned him king, okay? Zoe, D-Wade, Udonis Haslam, they all sit up here and say that Bam is our guy. I'm going to need a little bit more from Bam going forward as that leader.
It's
Okay?
been less than 50 games since he's been
Hold on. The only issue I had though with Bam, and like I said, I am the biggest Bam supporter.
Sure.
Is that when he said he didn't want to really be captain, I kind of had an issue with that.
Why? Jimmy ain't gonna be. Did you have an issue?
Yeah, I didn't.
And let me get back on Jimmy, because I know Nick is here, and I've been waiting to cook Nick, and I've been waiting to cook Nate because I've been hearing that they've been defending Jimmy is a liar and a capper. All that man did, he came into training camp. Oh, I'm gonna win games. I'm gonna play games. I'm gonna be a team player. Oh, I have no beef with my teammates. This man didn't want to look. He didn't want to look no one in the huddle. He lied. He disrespected. Now, all I'm saying is, all Pat Riley wanted him to do was play a few more games.
I would have did the
They've had
same
this
thing.
conversation since last season. You're telling me that we're gonna sit up here and lion cap for millionaires when we all know on this panel we cannot go to work and half-ass and still get paid. They let that man Jimmy Butler do stuff that D Wade.
We are not Jimmy Butler. You're not Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler can come to work and do what he wants to do. Yes.
Work a half-ass every day.
It's about the principle. It's a half-ass
principle.
Day, bro.
Listen, you keep sitting on this principle sword. You keep sitting on all you want to.
But what you mean they let him get away with? Like he didn't hold them at gunpoint and say, "Hey, I need."
So what I mean by that is he said it out of his own mouth. They allowed me to be me. And then the one time you don't get what you want when you want it, all of a sudden now we were so evil and wicked and Pat Riley's this and that. Both sides get blamed. 80% on Pat. Hold on, 80% on Pat Riley because he didn't build the team. He did a terrible job. He ran with the undrafted foolishness. 80% of this blame is on Pat Riley and Mickey Arison, and they failed this build. 20% of it is on Jimmy Butler because of his attitude, like I said, half-assing, and I don't like the whole switch up. Now Spoelstra going away from me in the offense, and then midway through last season, I don't really need to shoot. All he has is 8 attempts. I just don't like, Jimmy like with the flip-flopping. I don't like it at all. And like I said, I'm gonna need Bam to stand 10 toes down going forward. This is his team. Okay, if he's the captain, guess what? You're the captain now. I don't want to hear, I don't really like to speak up and all this foolishness. It's his team now.
It's been his team, and he ain't said that shit since they first gave him captain.
We'll see now.
He's been the captain now for 3
years. He don't want it. He don't want it. You saw what they did to Jimmy.
Thank you.
No, but why? Look what you did to Jimmy. Look what you did to Wade. Why would I want this?
Hey, listen. First of all, Jimmy never. I'm ready
to get up out of Miami, man. He's ready to leave Miami, man. He's tired of Pat Riley, man. This man. You cannot run him. You cannot run these dudes like a drill sergeant, bro.
Do to Jimmy Butler.
No, the whole franchise got to change their open. They got to open up.
That's what they did.
I'm gonna tell you what they did.
They gave that man his money, so I don't want no one to talk about.
No, Golden State gave him his money. Golden State gave him his money. Golden State gave him his money, and they went on a 14-game winning streak.
He wants to win, bro.
No,
Nicholas. To win the championship.
No, Nicholas. No,
I
can't let you win. No, because if Miami would have offered him that extension, would he have taken it?
Yes.
If Miami would have offered
it, they put it back on the table. What you mean before he left? They put it back on the table.
Nah, they didn't put it back on the table. They never told him we gonna give him 150.
If they would have offered Jimmy that max contract this summer, would Jimmy have taken it?
Yes.
I'm keeping it real, yeah. You probably
would. Yes. That sound like
90%.
That's all I'm saying. That's all.
But he also believes he could win with the Heat. Jimmy believes he could win with Bam and Hero and them.
He believes he can win with anybody.
Ain't no way.
He can. We could have, man. We could have.
That's his mindset.
Hold on. You can't get the complaints that they ain't bring me no help if he believe he can win with anybody.
They tried to get help. They couldn't get it. They couldn't get it. They tried.
You don't think with him in Miami, just like how they talking that shit, how we have enough and all that shit, he's buying into all that shit too. He's on the team, bro. We gonna talk all that bullshit too. Now y'all dangling my contract in my face. Telling me I'm not working hard after he's expending his body trying to be the number one option, being a superstar. And now he's like, all right, fuck this. I'm out there. You feel me? Y'all ain't bringing no superstars. All y'all brought was Kyle Lowry. I brought the team to the finals with Kyle Lowry.
You got to put that in there, but go ahead.
I got y'all to the finals with Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, but
they re-signed Thomas Bryant too.
I'm playing out of my mind.
Oh my God, Thomas Bryant.
But
Thomas Bryant is balling in Indiana. Why are we over here? What?
They re-signed him.
But this is what I'm saying about that Jimmy thing, though, bro. Like, sure, all that's cool. Like, he bought in for a certain period of time. But after a while, there was a recognition on Jimmy Butler's part that he knew he couldn't win with the current roster, and he wanted more help. And I'm saying, despite that, this roster being the exact same thing that it is right now, sans the 3 players that we traded for Jimmy. Jimmy was willing to sign a contract extension to stay here. So you cannot tell me in the same breath that he was willing to sign for a team that he knew he couldn't win, and all he cares about is winning. He cared about his money. He cared about his bread towards the end of this after he realized that he was not going to win with this roster. That's what he cared about. And he made it seem like he cared about winning.
I'm not gonna win with this roster, and y'all not gonna pay me. So just
no.
But he's saying if they paid him though.
I'm saying if they would have chose to pay him, he still would have stayed with a roster that he knew wasn't gonna win. He would have stayed, Nick.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
I
This
really
was
did.
all about the money,
Because
bro.
why?
This was all about the
Because
money.
when he came here, and even his agent said it, they promised him to bring somebody, bro, a superstar,
I don't
not
discredit
Kyle
that.
fucking Lowry, bro.
I don't discredit that, bro. I'm saying at the beginning of when Jimmy was first brought here, that was a different time. I'm talking about everything after maybe that 2023 finals. Everything post like not getting Dame.
The last
Everything
3
after
fucking
that.
years,
Yeah.
I'll say the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, but he was gonna stay
Is that
anyway, Nick. And
he
after
wanted to
that
stay, he
shit,
wanted to retire here. Yeah,
after
I
that
agree
Denver
with you.
shit, he knew he wasn't gonna win no more. He knew they ain't had no chance. When they ain't get Dame, he knew he had no chance, and he was
No, he
still gonna
knew.
stay here.
That's why he told him we would have beat the Knicks if I was there. We would have beat Boston if I was there. That's what he said, and that's what
Yeah.
started the whole thing.
And then the
Pat
summer
Riley,
happened.
yeah,
Exactly.
Pat Riley didn't believe in Jimmy. That's the problem. Pat Riley stopped believing in Jimmy.
But
That's
you know
the
what?
issue.
But
That's the real issue.
You can't complain about Jimmy Butler. Well, Jimmy Butler can't complain about not getting no help here, and then simultaneously thinking that he has enough, bro. Those are two conflicting thoughts, bro.
No, what Jimmy's complaining about is that I've given y'all opportunities to get these guys. I've given us these avenues where guys like Damian Lillard's ready to come here. Guys like Bradley Beal are ready to come here. But they couldn't make the deal happen for whatever reason. And I don't think Jimmy held that against Pat Riley in the Heat. I don't think he did.
I agree there.
That's it. So I just think that Pat Riley felt like, yo, listen, with all the stuff that's going on right now, I need you to be that man. Forget you putting pressure on me to go get this player, that player. You want the 150 mil? You be that player. You be the Dame Lillard. You be that guy. And Jimmy's like, what?
That's a crazy ass ask.
And then they scheme the nigga out the offense. How is he gonna be that person?
He didn't want the offense though.
Well, no, you got to scheme him out. He's not. No. Spo got to do his job. If you're not in practice, doing what you're supposed to be doing in practice, if you're not showing out, that's Spo.
Now, bro. What kind of offense is this?
No. Hold on. So
No, that's true. I agree with you. It is it's an offense without a point guard. That's what it is.
But yo, the offense does the same thing to Bam.
Shit, I do with my AAU team, bro. The
offense does the same thing to Bam.
Now, when we had Kyle Lowry, we were good. Because Kyle Lowry knew how to set the tempo, set the pace. He knew when to get guys in the right spot.
But that's
when to push it
all general though.
Nah, we ain't gonna get no Kyle Lowry praise off of here in my presence.
No, I'm just saying. When we had that point guard, it was him. The last point guard we had was him. When we had it was him.
Talk about Debbie Kate Raymond Felton. I don't want to talk about him.
Wow.
That is
you just brought up Davion Mitchell, who's 5'9".
I did that.
Oh, okay.
I think Nate was trolling the whole time. I don't think he was serious.
I was trolling. I'm trolling.
Okay, I was gonna say.
We all look alike.
Damn. I mean, take your glasses off. I might have confused you, brother. My bad.
What's crazy is I was gonna wear my hat too, and I was like, no, I ain't gonna wear it.
All right, so we keep talking about the offense. So then, Alex, what do we do with Eric Spoelstra? Because there's a lot of people that are saying that he should be fired. He's taking a step back. His bad rotations. They're blaming him. They're blaming Spo. They're pretty much blaming everybody, but especially Spo this season. And then, of course, close to the end of the games, he's coming up here saying that we have enough. Which I don't know who said it, but that was one of the biggest lies of Heat culture. They need to stop saying that we have enough, because we do not have enough. And Heat culture to me is dead. That does not exist anymore. I don't see no grit, no grind, no heart, no effort on that basketball court. So, Alex, what do we do going
say that
forward?
After that Detroit game, though, bro.
Exactly. What do we do going forward with Eric Spoelstra?
The game that we just played.
I know it's a Chicago game. There were a bunch of bad games. Oh my God.
Hold on, guys. Let him go.
My bad. Me as a basketball coach myself, like I wouldn't go into a game thinking that, all right, like we about to get our heads beat in. Like you can't go into the locker room and say that to the guys. So you have to tell them, yo, yeah, like we got enough to make something happen. In regard to Spo, I think honestly Spo is untouchable. Like they done gave a man apples and told him, yo, go make lemonade with these apples. And he looking at them like, you see what you gave me, right? And they're like, yeah, figure this out. And so he throwing his hands up, he throwing stuff at the wall to see if it'll stick. And it ain't been sticking because of the fact that we aren't good enough. Like you said, we have enough. No, we don't. And that's obvious. That's how you get to a 9-game losing streak, 11 games under 500. Like that's how we get to this point. So I think like everybody who calling for Spo head, you calling for the wrong person. It's not on him. He's doing everything he can with what they gave him.
Now hold on 1 second before Davey goes though. I don't like the new offense because you're telling me that we're on this 5-out offense and most of our team cannot shoot threes at an elite
It
level.
ain't no new
That
offense.
makes no sense to me. Why he was
It's a new
transitioning offense and pretty much factor out Jaime, factor out Terry, and factor out all these other guys. Yes, they have their flaws, but how can we do a 5-out offense and the only elite shooters that we have is Tyler and Duncan? That's just me. But go ahead, Davey.
Hey, but I got to get out of here, fellas, man. Good talking to you, man. Hopefully, I was hoping we did this earlier so we can really get into it. But keep it
No, it's
going.
my fault, man.
Nah, it's all right, man. It's all G, man. Let's go Heat, man. It's still Biscayne in June, just after the parade on Crenshaw. I'm out here, fellas. I'm out here. I'm out here.
Come on, I can't believe you just said that.
Go ahead, Davey.
Man, look, this offense is just frustrating to see almost every single game, man. It's like during the first quarter, we look really good. And then the second and third quarters when we just pretty much give the game away. There's been 19 games this season where we've had double-digit leads where we've blown it and lost. That's ridiculous. That's not Miami Heat basketball. And yes, he does not have the roster to be able to have the kind of offense that he's running right now because you're right. He only has Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. I think Pele Larson's a good shooter as well, but he's not really getting the minutes to really be that. And he's probably not even that effective defensively. So
Alec Burks
has, he's pretty good as well. I don't know if he's in. I wouldn't consider him an elite shooter though. I think
he's shooting over 40% though.
He's a better shooter than Pele.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just looking at what Pele did in college and what he did in the beginning of the season. That's what I'm kind of sort of grading him upon, because I think Pele Larson I think he can really shoot the rock. I think Spo should be on the hot seat. I'm not saying that he should be fired immediately because I don't think that, but I think Spo should be on the hot seat because if you just look at his rotations he's done throughout his career. He's had a lot of questionable rotation that he's done multiple times before. Even when Jimmy was here, we had Thomas Bryant in the starting lineup. We had Kevin Love in the starting lineup. I'm like, these guys are not starters anymore. We need to go grab someone else. Of course, not to his, but we have to figure out a different kind of lineup to work with. Like when he had Nico in the offensive lineup with Bam, it worked. But then he went away from it and went right back to Thomas Bryant and Kevin Love. And I'm like, why don't you stick with what works? And we see that when we put Khalil Ware in the fourth quarter, it helps out. But then he takes him out and puts someone else in the spot, and we pretty much lose the game after that. So to me, he has to be on the hot seat because he's not able to – he's been a coach long enough. He's well-respected enough to be able to figure out how to get his team to be able to at least not give up a lead in the fourth quarter. And that's the clutches. That's clutch time. Spo is known for being a great coach. Great coaches don't allow clutch time to get away from you like that. And he's done it 19 times this season. So he can't keep doing that. If that continues to happen, he has to be in the hot seat, in my opinion.
I think it's fair to acknowledge that Spo's having one of the worst seasons of his career. Right. And also acknowledge that it might be ridiculous to think that another coach is going to come in here and do a better job than he is. Mm-hmm. The reality of the Miami Heat situation is that if you remove Spo, you're only going to replace him with a Spo disciple and Chris Quinn. Like that's the way that this organization moves. Yep. That's going to be the coach. Alex, you were saying something about kind of like the apples and lemonade. Like I like that analogy, but the problem that I have with that is, at this point, Spo is a part of the front office. To act like he has absolutely no say so in the roster that his team is fielding is like that's aloof, bro. Like they paid this man 50 cents. They paid him a bunch of money, bro. Spo is a part of the brain trust of this organization. So who's ever on this roster, like people like Josh Richardson were on this roster because of Spo. Duncan Robinson got that money because of Spo. Like those are Spo decisions. And so like when I talk about the front office, I know people think I'm only talking about Pat, but I'm talking about Spo ass too. So you wanted to coach these shit bag ass players. I'm holding you responsible for the way that you coach these shit bag ass players. Like the offensive scheme thing, let's just call it what it is, bro. We ain't got no fucking point guard. Like we don't have anybody that facilitates offense at a high enough level in order to make this team functional on offense. But we also got to stop acting like we've always had a functional offense, even during the Jimmy era. We
I
were
was gonna
talking.
say how long we been saying that,
How
dog.
long we
Yeah,
said
yeah. There's no new offense.
going through scoring droughts. That's not new to this Miami Heat team. That's part of Heat culture. If you want to talk about it,
They was
It's just-
doing that the Big Three era.
yeah.
Mhm.
Niggas just sick of it. Like that's
And that's
what
why I brought it up. I said this.
Yeah.
It's been like this for too long. Like
Sure.
at some point, you got to question it.
Yeah, sure. I have no problem with people like holding Spo's feet to the fire when it comes to like his offensive philosophy. I think that's a fair and just like criticism of him as a coach in its totality for the entire tenure of his coaching thing. But like, you're not gonna get an upgrade over Spo. So like that's where I find the conversation to get ridiculous. Like when people start talking about replacing Spo, I know that ain't what you were saying, David. You just said like he needs to be scrutinized a little more heavily by us and everybody else, like which I agree with. But
Absolutely.
like, but the
And
people who talk about they're crazy.
I actually talked about this on my show on Tuesday because we had a question about Pat Riley being gone, and I was like, I understand this conversation about Pat Riley, but we need to talk about Spo too. Like
They just gonna put Spo in Pat Riley's spot.
at the end of the day, Spo is a part of this. Like he's a part of the front office. He gets a lot of these decisions may go his way as well. So we have to talk about Spo. Spo can't. I get it. We love Spo. We love Spo, and I think he's one of the greatest coaches, if not the best coach in basketball. But he needs to be talked about because it's crazy that we are giving up these many double-digit leads. This is not normal, and this is the longest losing streak of his career. When we had an 8-game losing streak, that was back in 2008. He wasn't even the head coach; he was the assistant coach, and we were clearly taking it that time because that was Pat Riley's last season as the head coach.
We don't have a closer, and we don't have D-Wade no more. So we need a point guard, or another superstar like Anthony Edwards or something like that.
That's crazy because most of Spo's career, like he had Wade, so like his
Exactly.
offense was like let's run a high screen and roll, and that's all the fuck. Offense,
That's all Wade needed.
offense flourished from there. Like he doesn't have that anymore. Like I'm all for like getting him. Like I think one of the best things that they did for him, they gave him somebody like what was his name, Daniel Craig, or he used to be used to be the assistant coach, and David Fizdale. Like those guys used to kind of like help him.
David Fizdale was very key to this. A lot of people forgot about David Fizdale, but he was very key to the way the team coached.
Brother, people tell me I don't know ball, but I've been watching this game a long ass time, and I know plenty of it. Like I'm gonna tell you, like I'm all for the idea of like bringing in an offensive mind to like be Spo's number 2 on the bench, somebody like an offensive coordinator. I'm all about that, bro. Yeah, because I feel like that is something. They need to change the voices around the offense on this team. Definitely. And maybe then you can find something innovative. Maybe then you can see something creative. Personnel is one thing, and I agree that personnel is probably the biggest thing. But I think the offensive philosophy around this team needs to change. And that starts with like bringing somebody, a countering voice to Spo in terms of like who's somebody who's offensively inclined.
Yeah, biggest thing. That's my biggest thing about Pat. That's why I just think Pat has to be gone, man. Because they need a new voice in that front office. I get what Pat has done for Heat coach. I get what he's done, but at some point, the voice becomes dire. It's non-existent anymore, and he's getting to that point to where he's getting too old school, and it's like Spo. It's 2025 now. You can't think like that anymore. This is a totally different system. The NBA is different. It's not what you used to. This not the NBA when we got to the finals with Bron and Wade. This ain't the NBA when we got to the finals with just Wade and Shaq. This not that Heat. This not the NBA at this time.
Yeah. JJ Redick.
Yeah, he is. But real talk though, I think given Spo's body of work throughout his career, like he deserves a right to get this together. You gotta cut him some slack a little bit. We all came into the season thinking everything was going to be cool. You know what I'm saying? We saw all the pictures of Jimmy and Spo together. That's what I'm talking about, Roy. I'm talking about Jimmy. You know, he think he's going to have his guy. You know what I'm saying? And then things started kind of unraveling. We had the injuries. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that we can hold him accountable for stuff that's going wrong. But a lot of it too, though, is just kind of a little bit out of his hands a little bit. We have a lot of like low IQ basketball players on this team. And let's just keep it real. I saw the numbers now. I don't have the exact numbers, but Bam is actually one of our most clutch players on this team in the fourth quarter.
The most clutch player.
Like I think before like maybe two games ago it was like 60% field goal percentage in the clutch. I don't know why we continue. We go away from him. I think a lot of these blown leads can be prevented a little bit. Some of it is personnel, but then we got Tyler coming down, shooting quick, ill-advised shots. You know, you got
transition threes.
you still got 13 seconds left on the shot clock, and it's like, no, bro, not right there. You know, and I think it was the one game we were playing against Charlotte, and somebody they came. Who was it? Buddy had a triple double on us too.
I think you're talking about the Bulls. You talking about Giddey?
The Bulls, Giddey.
Giddey.
He came down behind him and swatted it from behind or whatever. And you see Bam was just like, oh God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
but why would he do that? That's like no awareness, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I saw people blaming Bam for
that. Tyler's
low IQ players, man.
Yeah, and Tyler's thinking about what he did early in the season. Tyler thinking that he could just take over again, and we're like, Tyler, no, you don't need to do that, man. We got you have Bam. Bam is in his true position now. Feed him. Give that man the opportunity. You know he's the most clutch player on the team. Like, come on.
I don't think he knows that. I don't think he knows that.
Like, I understand you made a couple
and I don't think he cares.
He don't.
I don't think he cares.
Me. This shit not me.
I'm the all-star.
I'm the all-star on this team. I was just about to say that.
Hit fucking 14, nigga. That's what it's about.
I want to
RVP. I'm for the frog splash this bitch. Hey, but no, look, I know I'm a Tyler hater, and it don't matter. Like, I am. But, like, I will say this. Tyler's process has improved this year. Like, I gotta give him credit, like, because I thought he was a dumbass for the first 5 years of his career, but like he's less of a dumbass now. Still a dumbass, but less so now than he was in previous years. I think what Tyler's biggest problem is, like, it's his pace. Like, he plays out of pace, like, for whatever the moment calls.
Wow, I get what you're saying.
And I don't think that I don't think that's something that he's gonna. I think that's something that could be developed. I don't think he's going to develop it, because if he's going to be in Miami, they're going to force him into a role that he's not meant to be in, which is what has been the case his entire career. They push him up like one peg above as a player what he should be. Like, he should not be carrying an offense, bro.
We do that with a lot of players on this
We're
team.
doing it with Andrew Wiggins, which is why people think Andrew Wiggins stinks.
Yes.
Like, Andrew Wiggins is the same player that he has always been.
Yep.
Exactly.
We're forcing him to be something that he's not. He's never been that.
You should not run offense through Andrew Wiggins. You should not ask Andrew Wiggins to play make for nobody else. Andrew Wiggins is a play finisher. That's what he does, and a defender. And
he doesn't want to be here.
I feel like they put too much on his plate on offense,
You do not
and
want
then
to be here.
and now you're starting to see it impact his defense. Yeah, I don't know if he wanted to leave, go to state either, bro.
I wouldn't either. He was sick. He was sick. I know he was sick.
His first day, they had that party. What was that gala?
Oh, when they were playing the drums?
Yeah. He was sitting around.
He was out of it, dog. Yeah, he was out of it.
He was like,
what is
going on here? He was like, "This, I'm not used to this. I ain't can I go back to Golden State? Can you come and give me a foul or something?"
Pierre said he could have been our Ginobili. If you're talking about Tyler Hero, I 1,000% agree. I believe they had invested in, like, that season where he was the sixth man and just kind of leaned into that a little bit.
Yes.
Tyler Hero could have been one of the greatest bench players to ever play in the league, bro.
I
think he could have been.
That's some real shit.
I said this last year.
Nobody ain't gonna ever like, bro.
Starters though.
If they brought in real starters, like I feel like I know you don't, but I feel like Tyler Hero was never brought any competition for that starting spot, and so, like, he had earned it by the time they gave it to him. Versus what else was on the roster. But I feel like I feel like the peak of what Tyler Hero could have been was a spark plug off the bench. He would have been the best bench player of all time. And niggas on Twitter will never hear me say that, because I will never tweet it. I will never say anything that kind about him on Twitter, and I don't care. But I say it in forums like here when I know niggas ain't probably gonna hear it. Like, well, you got more subscribers than me, so let me not disrespect Miami Heat zone like that. But I'm just saying, like, I just feel like they missed the boat, and they, like, mischaracterized what Tyler Hero was as a player.
And now they put him in a position
where who?
Scott just tagged you or something on Twitter again, man.
I ain't trying to hear that shit, just like he ain't trying to hear it. Fuck is you talking about?
Tyler Hero, I feel like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson's kind of sort of my same conversation.
You said what, bro?
I feel like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson in that same conversation as far as us putting them in the spot where they don't belong. Like, I understand where,
because Duncan belongs as my starting shooting guard.
Like that freaking that contract he got. every time I
Oh,
say this,
man.
I feel like that was the
Dog,
dumbest
I was
decision in
pissed
the
off
trade.
at I've been on his ass.
It was
But hold
not-
on. Which one was worse? Was Tyler Johnson worse than that?
No, because Tyler
Yes.
Johnson he left. He
left.
He left. Remember,
No, Tyler Johnson didn't leave. They matched his
Brooklyn,
contract.
Brooklyn gave him a contract. We was like, all right, you can keep him. You good.
No, and then they matched it. Then Miami Heat matched it and then brought him back.
Yeah, we matched.
The first,
I remember him leaving.
no, bro. It was a 2-2. So like the first 2 years of it, he was making like $19 million a year, and then it ballooned to like $16 million or $18 million over the last 2 years, bro. Like
that's like Duncan's contract.
Yeah, well, Duncan contract was like 5 years, 18.
It was 5 years, $90 million.
Shit was crazy. Like I ain't say Duncan straight up. But like I can understand the rationale, dog. Like Duncan Robinson came off of 2 seasons where he was at the trajectory to be the greatest shooter of all time.
Man, he
like
was
8 to 10 mil, dog, or maybe 12.
I get it.
He was, but if you also got to look at his game. His game isn't what it is now. If his game what it was now, I would have understood a lot more because he wasn't driving the ball at all during that time.
No, sure, but you gotta remember,
he was just a shooter.
What was the dude from Brooklyn? What was the dude from Brooklyn? Joe Harris.
Joe Harris.
Joe Harris got paid.
Joe Harris
got paid like 18. Joe Harris got paid like 18 million. And that fucked it up. So like that's what they had to make. That was the going rate.
They had to give him shit. I wanted them to leave him because I seen Max coming up.
Could have let him go. Could have let him go.
That's real. That's real. But
I said, "Oh shit, we got Max. We can let them. We ain't even got to pay that boy. We can keep Cap." Man,
that's not talking about Tyler. We got Max. We can let Tyler go.
Exactly.
You know
then what happened? Max ended up taking his lunch food.
That was like the Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard of Tyler Hero right there. Like they all the same.
And look at what Max doing now.
Hooping.
Yeah. All right, guys, real quick though, right before we close, where do we go? Going forward. I mean, some people want to keep Wiggins. It's like what you guys said. We have to stop trying to make players, into these all-star, superstar level players when they're. Listen, Wiggins has been playing absolutely great. I mean, he's never been this, crazy number one option. But what do we do going forward with Tyler Hero? His contract extension is coming up. What do we do with Jaime? Yeah, what do we do with Jaime and Jovic? Duncan Robinson next season, his contract is partially guaranteed. So there's a lot of different things going on right now going forward with the Miami. We're looking for that, superstar number one option. So, Alex, right before we close, and once again, guys, thank you guys for coming on the show. But, Alex, what do we do going forward with our roster?
Bro, some moves need to be made, man. Like Royal said, like we got a whole bunch of people slotted roles too high for what they can do. And I think we need a 1A. But shoot, we need a 1B that can honestly knock Tyler down to 2, possibly 3. So whatever he brings and then whatever Bam brings is really just icing on the cake. Like that's exactly what we need. We need 2 guys who can come in and average around 20 something, so that like we saying, like so that we really ain't relying on Tyler to be a ball handler. We can just rely on him to be a shooter off the ball. And then whatever Bam is giving us, that's just extra on top of it, man. But we need help. That's what we need. We need help.
Go ahead, Davey.
What we need to do is make a decision if we're going to keep Tyler with Bam. If we're going to do that, then Andrew Wiggins, Terry Rozier, and Duncan Robinson all need to be on the trade block. The reason why I say this is because all 3 of them together, that's about 45% of the cap right now. We are negative 38 million under the cap. We have no cap space, absolutely none. We can't do nothing with that. We already don't have the draft capital right now to be able to get anyone, honestly. Now, what we need, of course, we have an opportunity to have 2 first-round picks. But what are we going to do with that? What else do we have to put on the table to say, hey, we have these guys, we have these young guys to give you, they've shown some promise. We don't really have that right now because Nico has been inconsistent. Jaime has been also inconsistent. I think this is probably one of his worst seasons he's had so far in his career. And then everyone else pretty much got to be. We can't keep signing old players that won't do nothing for us. And we can't keep signing people that continue to have injury history. We can't do that. That has to be non-existent in Heat culture. It has to be non-existent in the Heat organization because we do that too much. I see too many times when people see that Victor Oladipo is trying to make a return, they say, "Hey, let's go sign him back." No, that's a fail. It failed. Don't go back to that. We don't need that anymore. That's giving me PTSD. Trust me. I don't need to see that anymore. If we're going with Bam and Tyler, cool. And I want to keep Khalil Ware as well. We need everyone else can go. Everyone else can go. I don't care. Everyone else can go. And I've seen questions about KD. I don't know if I really want KD, but if that's the only option we can get, just try something, please.
Long as
I'm gonna go. I want KD. I'm gonna just start there. I want KD. I feel like we already paid Bam, so Tyler got to go. We can't build a team around Tyler and Bam. But we seeing what it is right now. Unless they're gonna bring another superstar, which the new CBA does not really permit, then they already signed Bam to the 50 plus. Get rid of Tyler right now while he hot. Hot season. This is probably the hottest he's gonna be for a while. And this is not a knock on Tyler. I think he'll do well on another team. I really don't think he should be a number one option, especially with these pieces. I think he'll flourish if he leaves. This is not a knock on Tyler. I'm just saying, this team as currently constructed, I'd rather build it around Bam, put KD in there, and then this is actually a great draft. So we could get a good pick in this draft by our record, not even with the Golden State pick, with our pick, but we could get a good pick. Then I'm fine with letting Tyler go. I'm fine with letting Duncan go. You know that, Royal. I'm fine with letting Terry go.
What they fuck me for?
You know what I'm saying? All of them could go except Khalil. Nico. That's my boy. Nico.
Yeah, I love Nico, man.
That's it. All of them could go.
So yeah, as far as like where we go, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Those picks really don't mean nothing to me because there are other teams that whoever becomes available, they can bid more than we can. Look at OKC. OKC got picks like crazy. New York has picks like crazy. So like them picks doesn't mean anything.
Utah got picks like crazy too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm just like. I'm not really moved by the picks or whatever. But anyway, I'm just gonna put this out there. I don't think Tyler's gonna get traded. I don't think he's gonna get traded. Pat Riley showing up to the All-Star games, supporting him like he's his long lost grandson, and
you're gonna get royal diabetes.
I don't think Pat. I don't think Pat showed up for. I don't think Pat showed up for any other All-Star games. No! I was like, I'm like, heart attack. I'm like, Pat up there. Yeah, so I standing proud. I'm like, oh man,
tears in his eyes, man.
Mm-hmm. So that's another reason why he need to go. He have to act like somebody's grandpa. Come on, man. I'll just go. Go back home, man.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of tough to call right now. But as far as Wiggins, yeah, he's a tradable piece. And I think you kind of got to attach like a Terry. I don't think anybody even wants Jaime.
He needs to be attached. He needs to go.
Who wants him? Who wants Terry or Jaime?
Send him back to Charlotte.
San Antonio, Utah.
San Antonio, they got, man.
Utah take him.
San Antonio going to be okay.
There's some teams that'll take him. Utah take him. Shoot, I bet you the Kings might take him right now.
Hold on. When does this contract expire?
Who?
Terry's.
Next year. Next year.
Okay.
Yeah, $26 million expiring, which makes him valuable on the trade.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
He costing us $25 million right now.
But it's like his contract's like not fully guaranteed or some shit like that. Like it's a way for it to cost less than it does. But like it's an expiring next year, which is what makes it valuable.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Listen, just like I told y'all before, y'all need to listen to me now. Let me get ready to learn mediocrity, buddy. All right. What they need to do is fucking lose. Get this pick in the top 7 odds. Give yourself the best chance that you can at whooping the lottery's ass and getting one of these premier talents out here. Build around that. I agree that they need to trade Tyler. Will they? No.
Yeah.
They should trade Jaime. Will they? Yeah. No. They should trade Terry Rozier. Will they? Probably not.
Probably not.
because it's going to be kind of like repairing a mistake from the Kyle Lowry thing, where you had a $30 million expiring and you traded that for a longer contract. Ain't no
gave
need,
up a pick for it.
Come on, bro. Because now you got Andrew Wiggins and you got Kyle Anderson, who are both here for 2 more years. Brother, look, they're going to draft somebody this year. They're going to draft 2 players.
Yep, develop them like they're doing Khalil Ware.
And try and play the little 2 timeline thing.
That's our star. That's our star. Our star is going to be whoever they draft and develop. They're going to have to develop their own star.
Everybody coming here, right? Fucking pick.
I think what you're going to end up looking at, bro, is you're looking at the next opportunity for Miami to compete is going to be Bam when he's like 31. So you're looking at like, if he's still here is a great caveat. But like there's a 4-year period right now where people should not be looking to this team to make moves that are going to catapult them into contention. Yeah. There is no move like that, bro. They've dug themselves into a hole that they have to dig themselves out of. They have a bunch of contracts to unload, and to think that they're going to do it in one fell swoop of an offseason is crazy. They're not going to do it. You're not getting rid of Terry, Tyler.
It's going to be a lateral move. Any move is going to be a lateral move.
You feel me? So, like, at the end of the day, bro, I think what the best move for them forward is to get this lottery pick as high as possible and draft one of these talented players that are coming out and develop that guy, develop actual talent in-house. And then if later on down the line, you can trade Tyler to kind of put you guys over the top to bring him to piece with your drafted player and Bam, then maybe you can work something out there. But for now, like, I think Heat fans should just kind of like prepare yourselves, bro. Like, you're going to be a middling team. You're going to be better than this year, next year. Like, you're going to be an actual play-in team. So maybe like a 7-8 seed. But you're still going to be a play-in team, bro. Like, don't get your hopes up like, bro. That shit's a couple of years away.
Because Toronto coming too. I know that sounds crazy, but Toronto's
coming.
They're gonna be all right.
Relax.
Our front office isn't smart enough to even.
They have Rowan James Barrett over there.
I mean, anything. He ain't smart. He ain't done nothing smart enough since he got here. I don't know what's going on with this front office, but they haven't made a smart move in a very long time. So I don't believe that they're going to do anything to where we can unload off all these contracts in one swoop. It's just
I do see them trading like Duncan Robinson though. Like I think
I see that.
Duncan Robinson. What's interesting though is the Davion Mitchell. Yeah, it might be a little bit too late, but what's the interesting thing right now is what they're going to do with Davion Mitchell, because like if they kept him,
I'm okay with keeping him here as long as he's the backup.
That's not the issue. The issue is that if they cut him like on the last day of the regular season or whatever, it keeps them under it takes them under a threshold for the tax or something like that. As opposed to keep and like another team can claim him and have his burnt rights for next year, as opposed to them keeping him throughout whatever they're going to do and then paying him and absorbing additional like cap hell for keeping Davion Mitchell. There's going to be a penalty associated with that. And plus, we don't know what Miami think about paying him. Because, bitch, if I see a double-digit million come out of there, I swear to God, y'all ain't going to have to worry about watching no Heat game. I'm burning the cassette center down. I'm burning that bitch to the ground, bro.
Maybe they just need to change the name back to American Airlines Arena. Because since I don't know.
If they do that, I'm driving a plane into that hole. Like, it's coming down.
I'm back, fellas. What's good?
Hell, we don't now. You
got to get him some cheeks.
Yo, so Johnny, then just real quick, what do the Miami Heat do going forward? They have Wiggins and all these other guys, Jaime, Jovic. What do we do going forward? Tyler Hero, he's up for the extension pretty soon. So how do you see this Miami Heat moving forward before we close?
Well, 2025 is over with, right? That's a wrap. We ain't got nothing to worry about for this year. Ain't nothing to be proud of. Ain't nothing we can do. We just gonna have to just end the season with what we got. And I believe what we're gonna have to do is what Pat Riley wants to do. He's banking that in 2026 there's going to be someone available for him to lure it to Miami. And he's gonna redo everything that he's always done, which is basically go get a big time prime superstar.
And Pat Riley need to be fired.
We can't do that. We're gonna have to just trust the Godfather. We just gonna have to trust him, man. We just gonna have to trust him. We can't act like spoiled Miami. We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to, because we can't be spoiled Heat fans. We gotta know that we there during the trenches and we there during them happy moments, bro. And this is them trenches moments. This is like 2018 and 2008. No difference. We're just gonna have to just swallow the pride, and we gonna get somebody. We got Jimmy, we got Braun, we got Shaq.
We got Jimmy because no one else wanted him at that time.
Well, there's a
man.
player out there nobody else want to. Come on now, there's got to be somebody.
Oh,
out
Bradley
there.
Beal. We already said no to that.
Nah, we not getting no Bradley
I know we
Bills.
don't want him,
I'm talking about these young studs that are coming up in there. There's a lot of young dudes,
Hopefully
man. The
niggas are
NBA got it.
Anthony Edwards,
These young guys gonna stay with
and they don't want him no more.
Well, we can't get Anthony Edwards because the team. The ownership sold to the right players, and now he's gonna stay. They're gonna keep the management. They're gonna keep him.
Somebody said Zion Williamson.
Bring that freak bull to my
Come
team.
on, man.
Bring that freaky nasty fuck to this team.
I'll take him. I'll take him.
40 games in one season.
Yeah, it's too much
I
video
don't
on
care.
Zion, man. You're gonna lose
It's gonna
your
be the
mind,
most
dog.
exciting 25 games we watch all year.
Didn't I just say that we need to stop going after players that got injury histories? Like, come on, man.
I don't care what
I'm
you
just
say.
saying.
They don't listen. Bro. They don't listen.
Listen. I see Pat Riley throwing a bug in somebody's ear in Boston, and we getting Jalen Brown, man. I'm
And
gonna
I
make the
guarantee
Jalen
they
Brown
hang the phone
campaign.
up on Pat Riley. They're gonna like, click. I don't care about this. It's Pat Riley. Who?
No, because Pat, we can move some players, man. We can give him some players. We
But
can give
Boston ain't
him.
giving us
As
nobody.
soon as Jaime Jaquez come out Pat Riley mouth, somebody gonna shoot that bitch. Don't you think?
That's been another disappointment as well too. Is Jaime Jaquez. I don't know what happened to him. It's almost like he's drinking his 6-pack before he showed.
He's
Like,
26, dog.
yeah, that's true.
Done.
He can't
That's it.
shoot.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
this
it.
team-
26
this
for
team
real.
is
He old
probably
as fuck,
cooked
though.
for the next.
I blame, but out of all people here, I blame Martell. It's his fault. He was running around here for months talking about get rid of Jimmy, get rid of Jimmy.
Okay, he quit on the team.
It's
yeah,
your
my
fault.
bad, man.
It's
He
your
did not
fault.
quit on the team, man.
Yeah, Johnny.
Jimmy Butler.
It's your
quit on the
fault.
team.
I'm blaming Martell too.
It's his
Jimmy
fault.
Butler quit on the team.
Don't
Huh?
care.
He
And you
came-
quit on Jimmy. You quit on
lying.
Jimmy like Pat Riley. You quit on Jimmy like Pat
No.
Riley. That's you.
No.
You, sir.
Pat Riley is 80% of the blame. You know what I'm saying? And Jimmy Butler.
Pat Riley's 99% of the blame.
Hey,
99.
I'll take Julius Randle. I'll take Julius Randle. I just not for
Hell
the
no.
max. Not for the max though.
This is where
Not
we
for the
end
max.
game, y'all.
Not for the
All
max.
right,
Not for the
y'all.
max.
All right,
Julius
y'all.
Randle?
I think it's time to go. for
Yeah,
it.
I will. Why not?
All right, y'all.
No.
We just got Davion Mitchell and Andrew Wiggins.
We still
Julius
got Drew
Randle.
Smith, too.
You know, that's what I was gonna say. That was a devastating injury. Now, if we would have had Drew Smith, I think we would have been a lot better this year.
I was. Oh man, come on, Royal.
Dog, come on, y'all. Come on, dog.
Guys,
I
hold
was-
on.
I
Wait.
was-
Let it flow.
Roy, I gotta hear this. I gotta. I gotta hear you take a Drew Smith because it feels like you got the same energy as me when it comes
Bro.
to Drew Smith.
Hold on, what my headset at? I done threw them bitches. Fuck it. I
You talking about me?
I don't know what Drew Smith is. Is he Indian? Is he Afghan? Is he
No, he's a half and half, man. He's a half and half.
Bro, listen,
Dog,
bro.
this man.
I'm
He's a
sorry.
half and half,
The
just like
way-
that, just like
the
majority
way-
of the NBA. A
bro,
half
the
and
way-
half.
The way niggas was doing tricks on it for Drew Smith was disgusting, bro.
Oh my
Like,
thank you. Oh
This
my
is a
God.
grown ass man.
Thank
This
you,
man
Roy.
got a 401k
Thank
playing his
you
first
said? What you
NBA
said,
game,
Roy?
and
What
people
you
talking
said,
about
Roy?
man.
Oh my God.
Man, come on, bro.
dog.
That's what it is. It's the Pocahontas
Kansas
ponytail that the boy got in. Bro, listen, bro. He cool, like whatever, bro. But we got Davion now, and I feel like Davion has drafted Drew Smith. So like, ain't no need for both of them on this roster.
Man, there's a reason why teams keep trading Davion Mitchell. He's just as good as he is defensively. He's
a
still a
journeyman,
liability.
man.
Conversely,
He's still a
there's-
liability. He's still a
Conversely,
liability
there's
defensively.
also a reason no other NBA team has signed Drew Smith ever.
Exactly.
And he's 26,
At least
27.
Davion has been traded. He ain't been cut. At least
He got drafted. He got drafted in the top 10.
All right, y'all. So once again, thank you guys for coming on the show. We definitely have to run back all of this back again. Thank you guys all. Make sure that you guys go to
Facts.
all their platforms, like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you guys for all the support.
Don't follow me.
Yeah. Y'all be